to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, here with your readings for March the 2nd through March the 8th. Darling, I have just recorded 6 videos. Last week I recorded 12 and there was no audio. And it took me 3 hours to edit each video. Because I had to, luckily I have this tight shot now, and so I have audio on that. I had to separate the audio from that and line it. Anyway, it was a big palaver, darling. That's all I can say. So I double checked it and tested it, and it was a simple thing, but it's so Mercury retrograde. The volume on my mic was turned way down and it must have just got knocked down. So anyway, I'm hoping that this works so it doesn't take 3 hours to edit this. God. Anyway, Libra. This is for Libra. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Libra for March the 8th through March the 2nd through March the 8th. Now, guys, this is a general reading. It's for the collective, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Listen, if it doesn't resonate, check out your moon and rising and see if there's more information in there. Sometimes that's what happens. And of course, a personal reading, private, click on this link. It'll take you to my website. You can see the kind of readings I offer. So let's go to your cards without further ado. Okay, Libra, the first card out for you is the 5 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles is deprivation. It's feeling that you're being left out in the cold. You're feeling deprived of something. And maybe it is deprived financially, but it can also be feeling deprived of love. And listen, stay tuned for the astrological report coming up right after this, because that will give you more clarity on what's going on celestially that is influencing our lives at the moment. So I always say the antidote to the 5 of Pentacles is gratitude. Being grateful for what you do have, what is going on in your life. Look for everything that you can be grateful for. And you have this little spring flower here, and it's like, that represents hope. That represents you. This is telling you that things aren't going to stay the same. Things are going to change. Listen, the only guarantee in life is change. Horrible, bad times don't stay. They change into much better times. Things always turn out okay. I've been saying that a lot, but the old I think it was anonymous whoever said it, but it's like everything is going to be all right in the end. If it's not all right, it's not the end. So, be grateful for what you have and know that spring is coming and lovely flowers and sprouts, and there's going to be abundance, right? Abundance is coming. And clarifying the 5 of Pentacles is the 8 of Pentacles. And this is about perhaps going back to school or learning something. Look, you don't have to, go back to school and have the expense of going back to school. But you can take a course or you can teach yourself. This is known as the Apprentice card. And this is about learning everything you can about your craft or what you want to be, who you want to be, what you want to do. This is about doing the research. It's about learning everything you can. It's about giving your craft or your profession or your job or your aspirations the time, the energy, and the effort that it deserves. Become the master. Right? You start off as an apprentice and you learn everything you can. Become the expert. You're being asked. So listen, when you're focused on creativity, he's laser focused, right? He's not seeing anything else. He's not thinking about anything else. He's so focused on creating something wonderful. And when we are being creative, we are channeling source energy, the creator, right? When we're creating, it's just, so think about what it is that you need to become the master in. And if you are a master, become a master teacher. Take it to the next level. Now, the next card out is the 10 of Wands. And the 10 of Wands is saying, you've taken on too much. You've got too much responsibilities on your back. You need to drop the load. You need to delegate. Well, and perhaps you need to ask for help. All this baggage is holding you back. I've got a feeling that it's emotional baggage at this point. I feel that you've or maybe you're just feeling bogged down with all your responsibilities right now. And it's okay to ask for help. It's also, you have to understand that it's okay if people say no. But you need to ask it. And you can, if somebody says no, you can ask somebody else and they may say yes. You have to, when this card comes up, it's saying you can ask for help. You don't have to do everything alone because you're not going to get further. It's almost like you're bogged down with so much baggage that you can't get ahead in life. So you have to ask for help. Humble yourself. Now, the next card clarifying the 10 of Wands is the Hermit. And the Hermit is, for me, it's interesting because he goes into a cave for 40 days and 40 nights. They always say that, spiritual gurus go off into the desert for 40 days and 40 nights, or whatever, that has been repeated in many, many, stories. So, in mythology, through, across the board. So he goes into a cave, right? And he retreats from society, basically. And he voraciously reads and he learns everything he can about everything. And he meditates and he connects with the ethereal realm and he comes out of this, maybe it's 40 years because he looks really old. He comes out of this cave and he is a spiritual guru, right? He's holding up the lamp and that lamp represents his mind. He is no longer, his actions are no longer dictated by his mind. What we call in meditation the monkey brain, right? So he's no longer ruled by that monkey brain. The monkey brain that sends you down the rabbit hole, that gives you the worst case scenario, that's constantly going, it's like insanity, right? Drives you nuts. And so he holds up the lamp and the staff, represents his wisdom and he shows others the way. He's like, this is the way, come this way. I always think of this card as also, it's like we must remain students and we must always be teachers too. We are all students and we're all teachers. So learn what you can and then pass it along. Pass that knowledge on. And that's really cultural. That's what we've done. That's what tribes do. The elders, teach the young ones, how to, how to hunt, how to take care of yourself, the traditions and the culture of the tribes. I mean, that's what we've done from time immemorial, right? So I say all that because I have a feeling that you've got some lessons here. You've got the 10 of Wands, which is taking way too much on, more than you can handle. And so you need to let this go. And you need to learn from all your experiences throughout life. And you need to pass that along. You see this, look, it's like you've got to learn here. This is the 8 of Pentacles. This is about learning all you can. Focus on what you can learn. So I feel that the Libra, the biggest message here is about studying. Now, whether it's formal study of something that you need to learn or whether it's a life lesson that you need to learn. But I really feel strongly that you've got to. I really feel strongly that you have to. You have to really separate yourself from your mind. And that's what we do in meditation. We don't have to identify with our mind. I think of Rumi when I think of this card, I am not this hair, I am not this skin, I am the soul that lives within. That's what I think of here. So now the next two cards we have is the Hanged Man and the 10 of Cups. Oh, I love the 10 of Cups, right? I love that. And the Hanged Man, look, he's hanging from the tree of life. And it's like a pause in action. He's just looking at something from a different perspective. You are being asked to look at whatever is going on in your life right now, Libra, from a different point of view. You're being asked to open up your mind. See this situation from a different perspective. Look at it look, he's hanging upside down by his foot. He's like, and when you look at something upside down, it looks completely different, right? And this is what you're being asked to do. You're being asked to look at this situation from a totally different perspective. And definitely be open to doing that, right? And I feel that it's going to give you peace and happiness. Now, the 10 of Cups is nirvana. It's the happy ending. It's happy families. It's connection with loved ones. It's having all your needs met, emotionally, physically, and monetarily. So I think you have more than you believe you have. I think you are filled with riches, but you're not seeing them. I feel that you are focused on what you don't have. And this message is really to get out of your head and start, you've got to be grateful for what you do. You've got to focus on the haves as opposed to the have-nots. I feel that if you don't, you'll just be exhausted. This is mental exhaustion that turns into physical exhaustion, and mental exhaustion can actually, do a number on you. Look, here we go. The 4 of Swords. Lying there in a tomb with 3 swords hanging over his head. He's holding onto one sword. So it's like impending, right? It's listen, mental exhaustion can really kind of affect you health-wise. So you're being told that you really need to take care of yourself. And you've got to drop these responsibilities. You've got to ask for help, because it's, I don't want to say it's killing you, but it's definitely going to make you ill if you don't. And, you need to sleep. This is a very simple message. You need to sleep. You need to hydrate. You need to feed yourself properly. You need to nurture yourself and take care of yourself. No one else will. And you have to focus on the haves, because this mental worst case scenario, focusing on what you haven't got, what's gone, what hasn't worked out, whatever it is that you're focused on, is really exhausting you physically and emotionally. And mentally too. So Libra, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, comment. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And I love you all. And I'll see you on the other side. Listen, stay tuned for the astrological report coming up next. Hello everyone, I'm so glad that you decided to stay on and listen to the astrology report on what is going on in the celestial sky this week. So we start on Tuesday, March the 3rd. Venus is square Saturn. What is that? It's not a harmonious aspect. It is a contentious aspect. There may be distance or detachment within your relationship. You may be feeling that during this transit. As a result, intimacy could take a backstage during this time. And it might be wise to spend some time in solitude, in meditation and reflection, because melancholy and depression can occur. But know that this will pass soon enough. I mean, that's why it's called a transit, right? Because it's transiting, it's moving. So it's a temporary feeling. Now, your finances could take a hit too. So resist the urge to spend because you're not feeling great. Maybe you're feeling melancholy and you want to buy something to make yourself feel better. Resist that urge. I would be very conservative with your finances at the moment. I mean, we've seen this play out on the global stage. The financial markets are plummeting because of the coronavirus, because products can't move around. A lot of countries have closed their borders. So just be conservative and with your spending. Now, on March the 4th, 2020, Mercury backtracks into Aquarius. And when I say backtrack, you know that Mercury is in retrograde, right? And it moved from Aquarius into Pisces on February the 3rd. And now it is reversing and going back from Pisces into Aquarius. But the good news is that Mercury goes direct on March the 9th, on the same day as the super full moon in Virgo. And actually, this is interesting because Mercury rules the sign Virgo. So things are going to start to pick up. And Mercury will then move into Pisces a week later on the 16th. So then it's really going to pick up speed. So this is good news, guys. Mercury in Aquarius gives us clarity and focus. But when in Pisces, Mercury expresses its creative side, creative writing, fantasy, poetry, art, and music. However, in Aquarius, Mercury is more innovative, scientific, analytical, and forward-thinking. So we can enjoy that aspect of it until the 16th, when it moves back into Pisces, and then we can enjoy expressing itself creatively. Now, On the same day, a bit later on in the afternoon, 4:24 p.m. precisely, Eastern Standard Time, Mercury is sextile to Venus, and that is a harmonious relationship. So Mercury is in this lovely harmonious transit. Socializing will become easier. In fact, you might be more open to going out and hanging out, and your charisma and magnetism and charm will foster intimacy during that time. So this is a lovely, beautiful energy. So relax, enjoy this cosmic blessing while it lasts. Now, also, later on that night at 10:07 p.m. precisely, Eastern Standard Time again, so it's the next day in Europe, Venus moves into Taurus. The goddess of love is coming home. She'll be at ease. She'll be more practical. She'll be more affectionate. However, she may be a little possessive, because, Taurus is all about mine, possessions, so Venus is looking for security, and in love and in her relationships and finances. So reassure your partner with love and affection, and focus on improving your finances. Ask yourself, what needs my attention most right now? Is it my relationship? Is it my finances? Is it both? Now, on Sunday, March the 8th, the Sun is conjunct Neptune. That means that it is together. They're almost like one. So the Sun's energy and Neptune you can hardly tell the difference between the two. They just come together. They become one, right? Now, you may, Neptune is very idealistic, so you may have the urge to want to help the less fortunate or the marginalized around the world. Idealism is front and center during this transit, and your sensitivity to others' energy is really increased. So you really need to protect yourself. You need to be around positive people and situations. So because there's two sides to Neptune. Neptune can take you down the rabbit hole too. So you want to be surrounded yourself with positivity, and perhaps consider doing a media fast. I mean, sometimes your empathy is so enhanced that it can really take a toll on your emotions. So you could feel melancholy or depressed. On the other hand, you might be exhilarated and inspired to help humanity at large. You'll get a lot of joy by volunteering or, with a cause or helping in some way. So, look at where you can help. Ask yourself, how can I contribute to society? Now, also on Sunday at 3:38 p.m., Venus comes together with Uranus. Wow, this can be scandalous. This transit can bring in the urge for, a thrill, for excitement, novelty, the new, constantly looking for something new and exciting in love and finance. So you are ready for a thrill. The energy and magnetism of this transit could have you acting a bit out of character. It's kind of palpable, right? You might be enticed to have a romantic fling or a one-night stand. Perhaps your relationship has been a bit boring, or perhaps hit a stagnant patch, and you may feel like you want to explore new horizons or new experiences with other people. I would just say this: keep in mind that this feeling will not last, and you very well might regret the impulsive actions or decisions under this influence. So keep that in mind, guys. Now, on Monday, I'm not going to go into this, but I'm just going to mention it because it is good to be prepared. We have the the super full moon in Virgo. A super full moon is when the moon is, or a planet is very close to Earth. And so this is a very, very strong energy. And also, Mercury goes direct on the same day. So that's really interesting. Listen, guys, join my astrology group. Live in the Solution. The link will be below. It's a private group, and every 2 weeks I do a live feed which correlates either with the new moon or the full moon. And we look at exactly how you are receiving the energy of the new moon or the full moon, respectively. We have fun. It's a very positive, uplifting, nurturing group. Everyone's happy. It's lovely. So I do that for the group every 2 weeks. So it's a private group. You just have to ask to join, answer a couple of questions, and hey presto, you're in. So guys, I just want to mention that this is a member supported channel. And one way, of course, one way to support me is giving me a thumbs up, liking my videos, sharing them on other social media platforms, and commenting. You know, shoot me a comment. I love that. I answer every comment. I love interacting with you guys. It really feeds my soul. And another way to support me is join my channel. I now have a membership to the channel. So there's a button that says join, and there are 2 levels of membership, and I give perks. And there's the community tab is where the members hang out. I'm going to do videos designed just for members. So it's, you know, it's the lowest membership fee is $1.99 a month. Now, another way to support me is through Patreon, darling. And right here, if you click on this link, you can go to my Patreon page and check it out. You can be a supporter for just $1 a month. It's $12 a year, guys. It's not it's not a lot, but it's huge for me. That all, you know, adds up. And I want to take this opportunity to thank my members and to thank my patrons. I've just started the membership, so it's pretty new. So guys, what else? I think that's it. Of course, get a reading, guys. I live to give readings. Go to my website. You know, you can, there's actually links below to my website. Go and check out the kind of readings that I offer and all the services that I offer. Guys, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I love you all, and I'll see you next week.